Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of A Touch of Evil and the Unspeakable Horror as we move into episode 10. But before we do, yes, a quick Catweazle's cock-up corner. What did I do wrong this time? Well, I just got a bit confuzzled. Remember when the Scarlet Shadow went to the monastery and bought an item? He ended up buying a guide, and I wanted to buy both of them, and I decided that I couldn't. Well, actually I could, so that's what he's going to do. He is going to buy the guide. He did say he was going to try and do it. I didn't think I could, but actually I could. So he's going to spend this extra investigation. We're going to get a second guide. Now, the reason it doesn't affect his carrying limit is because that guide counts as a town item. It is a monastery item, but it's not a monastery location item. It's just a monastery item that we can buy, like a town item at the town hall or a town item in Tidewater at the town square. If it was a monastery location item, it would have had, here's the Shrieking Shadow, remember we got that last turn, it would have had this bell icon in the top left hand corner. Now if it had had that, then we wouldn't have been able to take it, because both of the guides would have had that symbol, and you can only have one item card with that symbol because it's counts as a corner location. But because it was just a normal town item, it means we could use the carrying limit of 3 town items. He has the 2 guides now, and he also has the pistol, so he is within the carrying limit of 3. So he has bought that extra guide. I'll just get rid of this monastery card that we've used to actually show the icon, and so that was fine. So he has taken that second guide, and that's extremely useful because of the You Go First card. Okay, having cleared that one up, thanks David, we can actually get on with the game. Episode 10 is coming up, and our first investigator is going to be Inspector Cooke. And here we are with Inspector Cooke. He's got to roll for movement, so come on. And he gets a 2, which is crap. So that's pretty pants. Now, he could go to the blacksmith to buy an item, but I did mention the old map. I mean, we could buy the old map, which would give us +1 honour, and instead of moving normally, we discard the old map to move to any space on the board. Now, I was thinking of taking this, and then we could give it to Anne-Marie, and Anne-Marie could then move to the inn, and that would give her 2 investigation. But unfortunately, we're going to need 3 investigation to start the showdown, because I was getting confuzzled again. I thought it'd only be 1 because you pay the lair cost, and because the lair card only cost us 1, remember we were in the red part of the shadow track, I thought it'd be 1 investigate, but that's actually the lair cost here. It's the 3, so we're going to have to pay 3. So even if we went to the inn, she would only get 2 investigation, and she still would not have enough to join the showdown. So I don't think we'll send him to the blacksmith, because we'll be messing around with the event card. We will send him closer to the manor though, I think, and what we'll do is we'll just pop him in the church. So he's going to move 1 to the church, so he only needs a 3 now to get to the manor. Now we can pay 2 investigation to make an honour 5+ test here, but we're not going to yet. We're not going to bother. We'll leave his honour where it is. All we'll do is draw the event card, which is just under there, draw an event. So let's get the event deck, and again do with another good event card, and we get I think not. Play to cancel any event card as it is played, or to cancel any event result on the villain's minion chart. So I think event would be a summoning ritual. We could stop a summoning ritual if we wanted. Play to prevent one source from moving the shadow track. So we will keep this. We do not want the shadow track going into its final stage. Or we can play it to cancel a lair card as it is played on the d6 roll of a 5+. That's more for a... wouldn't really use that in a cooperative game because you're all trying to win. But you might play that on another player. If it was a confrontational game, you might play that. But we want to keep this for play to prevent one source from moving the shadow track. So, for example, a mystery card is a source. So if we got a mystery card saying move the shadow track, we could play this. I think not. So we'll put that with all the others over there. Anybody can play that, as it is an event card. Right, that is it for Inspector Cooke's go. So next up it is the Scarlet Shadow. And here we are with the Scarlet Shadow. First of all, he has got a roll for movement. We're not going to roll that last dice because we've got a crappy 2. So we'll roll for movement, just in case he gets a 6 or a 1 really. If he gets a 6 he can move anywhere on the board, remember he has an ability. He gets a 1. That is good stuff because he gets yet another event card for that. And I'm not too bothered about it only being a 1 because remember we've got the secret passage. So we'll do another cut near the bottom this time. And we get another I think not card. Well, we've just gone through that. So we know exactly what I think not is. So we'll pop that up there. Stop the shadow track again. So we've got 2 of those now. As I said, he's going to use that single movement to get to the manor because he is going to spend his investigation so he can get through the secret passage. Let's pop across to the manor and see about his encounter. And here we are at the manor. Okay, right, so he's not going to use his remaining 5 investigation for anything else. So we'll get straight on with encountering the manor. So here's the deck, crappy shuffle, and we'll do a cut. And we'll see what he gets. He gets dueling pistol. Item, gun, honour. +1 honour. You may now use honour instead of combat during a fight. Roll fight dice equal to your honour. Brilliant. His honour's amazing. His honour is currently, so it's 6. He gets +1 for the sabre, which will be 7. And he gets +1 for the dueling pistol, which will make it 8. That is far more than his current combat. So we will take that and just check it. Now he does have another Manor House card. Oh, he has the sabre, which gives him +1 combat and +1 honour. But I think the dueling pistol is better. The dueling pistol is better. It will give him the, if he's using his honour, he will get more combat. So even though we're gonna discard this, he's gonna take the pistol instead, because you can only have 1. You can only have 1 card with these 2 symbols. I think the Magistrate's mandate is only, yeah, it's only the Old Woods and the Abandoned Keep. So he can't keep 2 of these manor cards. He will get rid of the sabre here, so he'll get rid of that, and it'll be the dueling pistol he will keep, because that means he can use his honour now. So as we've got rid of the sabre, let's just do a quick calculation of what he will be using in combat with honour. 6, 7. So yes, he'll have 7 combat. 8 with the pistol. So, oh no, he can't use that, can he? No. Perhaps he can give away the pistol to Inspector Cooke. But 7 honour as 7 dice for honour is better than what he would have had. He'll have had 6 dice for combat. So we'll discard the sabre. And yes, so he's found a dueling pistol. He put the sabre back in the rack and took the dueling pistol. So he's got a net gain there of 1 extra dice when we get to the showdown, I think. Okay, right, that is it for the Scarlet Shadow. Next up, it's Marie, and she's on an investigation hunt. And here we are at the manor with Marie. First, just to mention, we could have exchanged cards there with the Scarlet Shadow. The reason I didn't is carrying limits and things like that. And they've pretty much got the cards that they need. So swapping the dueling pistol for one of her books, you know, it just doesn't make sense. So that's why we didn't exchange any cards. So she's at the manor. We've got a roll for movement. And what do we get? We need a high number. We've got 2. Now that isn't high enough. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to linger. So we've got a roll for lingering. Come on. Anything but a 1, a 4, brilliant. So lingering didn't give us a problem. So that's great. We've stayed in the manor. That means I've got to go and get the manor deck again. Hang on. Right, here we are with the manor deck. And we'll give it another shuffle and another cut. Right, now we need some investigation now. We need 3 investigation. Loose floorboards. Investigation. Come on! When she thinks no one is looking, the servant girl, Delaney, pries open the cracked floorboard in the kitchen. Inside, she keeps her lockbox of secrets. A treasure trove if you can discern how to open it. Make a spirit 6+ test and gain 3 investigation for every 6. It's a 6+. Oh, we need to roll a 6, man. And spirit, what's a spirit? A spirit's 4. Just checking through all the stuff to see if she gets any plus spirit. She doesn't. Just checking the event cards. See if anything will give us extra spirit. Ooh, ooh. We do. We have intuitive hunch. And look, it's a beautiful Anne-Marie. Play to give any hero or town elder +2 spirit for the rest of the turn. So that is turn or showdown fight, right? But I don't think we need spirit for the showdown fight round. So what we're going to do is we're going to give a +2 spirit. We'll discard that. The spirit's 4, so that's going to give us 6 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on. We need 1 6. Come on, let's do it. We got 2 6s. Yes! Come on! 2 6s. That is 6 investigation. That is more than enough. Fantastic. We are finally in a position to ask for a showdown. Let's get rid of that. Now, unfortunately, we can't do a showdown straight away. Once you've encountered the space, then your showdown is essentially instead of encountering your space. If you encounter the space first, then you cannot initiate a showdown. But that's okay, because we're right at the end of the turn anyway. So we'll go through a mystery phase, and then we'll be ready next episode for the big showdown, just in time for Halloween. So who'll be going first next to the Scarlet Shadow? So it'll probably be him who will initiate the combat. Everybody's got enough investigation at last. So that is absolutely brilliant. So that is it for her her turn. That is the end of the investigation phase. Let's find out what the mystery phase is going to chuck at us, and then we can start getting ready for next turn and the showdown. And here we are at the mystery phase. What's it going to throw at us? Let's go through the mantra. Minion movement. Now, none of these minions on their minion chart say that they move during the mystery phase, so they stay where they are. A mystery card may change that, but as it stands, they stay where they are. Then, what we look for are any heroes to stand up who've been knocked out. Well, nobody's been knocked out, so we're okay. Then it's the unspeakable horror getting healed, but he hasn't been injured, so we don't need to do that either. So we'd normally move on to the mystery phase chart here, but the unspeakable horror has the end times ability, which means we roll on this minion chart. Okay, so here we go. Not really bothered what we get here now. We get a 6, and that is going to be a fallen. So let me dig one out. Getting all the minions now. So we've got a fallen. Here he is. We've got to see where he's going to go. So we'll use the lair deck. Crappy shuffle. And then a cut. Goes to Smuggler's Cove. So we'll pop him up there. Well out of the way. Would have been a bit of a pain if we got the manor house, but we didn't. So he's up at Smuggler's Cove. So pretty much forget about him. Unless we get a mystery card movement. So let's get rid of that. And now we've got the Advanced Cooperative Mystery Phase chart. 2 black dice. Let's see what we get. And we get 5 again, which is Darkness Falls. I don't think this is a good one. The shadow track immediately moves D3 spaces closer to darkness. The heroes may collectively take 5 wounds, blah blah blah. Well, it's not happening. And the reason it's not happening is we're going to play one of our I Think Not cards. Play to prevent one source from moving the shadow track. That source is the mystery phase chart, and we're having it. Woo! Yes, it's all coming together. So get the back up there, mystery phase chart, and take that. Got rid of you. So having done that, we now move on to the mystery card. So still got a huge deck of these. We'll do a cut a bit further up. Oh no, don't turn it over, you. This is the one you turn over, you goon. Oh no, another Agents of Evil. Roll once on the villain's minion chart and place that minion on the board at a random location. Move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. I think we can allow the 1 step closer to darkness. And it's good in a way that we did get this card, because I forgot to explain it at the beginning. Apparently, there is a frequently asked question about this particular card, and it's worded wrong. Yeah, if you actually look at the frequently asked questions, they have issued an errata on this card. Remember how I said, like, oh, we don't have to do an event because of it? Well, you do. It should have had the wording should have said you just do whatever is on the minion chart. Yeah. So it's worded wrong at the top here. As it was, we played it correctly last turn because we got a, what was it, a summoning circle, didn't we? And I played through it anyway. But yeah, we've got to get the minion chart out again. So we'll get rid of that. We've already moved the shadow track. So let's go through the minion chart. Got to roll again. Oh, I'm not rolling that 6 again. Let's roll a different one. Don't want another fallen. This time we get a 5, which is a betrayer. Oh, getting them all now. We've shuffled this, haven't we? I'm just going to cut and go. Where's it going? The marsh. That's okay as well. So no problem there. Now I can get rid of that. And get rid of the mystery deck. So we're just going to send a betrayer to the marsh. I can find one. There we go. So there's a betrayer. Where's the marsh? That's the bog. Oh, the marsh just down here next to the old woods, so pop it in there. So that's not so bad. Yeah, we got a few minions out this turn, but they haven't moved, and who really cares? We're at the end of the game now. Be a lot more of a hassle if it was early game, because they're all square minions, so you can't move through them. So if you get a lot early on in the game, then they become a real pain, because they stop you from going to places. But as it stands, we're all either at the manor or right next to the manor. So then that's where all the action will be next turn, because yes, we can finally start a showdown. And that's what we're going to do. As I mentioned a few episodes ago, we're just going to play it to the bitter end. You can sort of escape a showdown, but I think the time for that's passed. I think we put our money where our mouth is and we just go for it. If we die, we die. Okay? So what I'll try and... Now, I am on nights at the moment. I am on night shifts. I've got up especially early for you guys to because I want to crack on with this. So I'll probably, if I'm not too knackered, I'll try and do the same tomorrow morning as well. After I do my night shift, have a couple of hours sleep, I'll try and finish off. The reason is the showdown will be a bit involved. Like most Flying Frog games, it's just going to be a horrendous amount of dice chucking. We've got, we must have at least a dozen event cards to keep track of and play at the right time. We've got, what's that? That's 6, 12. We've got 16 cards that are actually sitting with our investigators. So various items and, you know, oaths and the books and everything else that we've got to keep a track of, as well as all of the Unspeakable Horror's abilities, and he has 4 evil elders with him, remember. So it is a lot to keep track of. So I'm going to have my trusty notepad, and I'll probably, as we do the showdown, every showdown fight round, I will probably stop the camera just to make sure that I've done everything right. I'll probably still cock up, but I'll try and keep it to a minimum. It's just the nature of playing solo with Flying Frog games. Exactly the same with Shadows of Brimstone, and I imagine with, you know, the Fortune or Glory and all the other ones that they do, Last Night on Earth, I imagine it's exactly the same, because they do have very similar mechanisms. And it just means that if there's a few of you, you know, and you're playing cooperatively, then it's not so bad, because, you know, you can give people something to do. You look after those cards, you look after this, you look after that. But if you're playing solo, it is a mare, because you've got to look after everything. I'll do my best anyway, and that's what we're doing next turn, definitely. We have all the investigation we need, we have everything we need to start the showdown, we just have to kill it. And that's what we're going to try and do for Halloween. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the views, for all the likes and the dislikes, and for all your help and support. Keep it coming. Thank you. Any errors in this episode? Had a lot of people who have been, you know, been there, like picking up on the errors. Please carry on. If you spot anything, give us a shout, and I will try and correct it before the showdown. Also, anybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. And anybody at BGG who's like the video threads over there, who have, you know, liked or dropped Geek Gold, anything like that, commented, thank you very much. Big shout out to my followers on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, thank you. And yes, we are moving in to the showdown, people. That will be our next episode, so I hope that you will join me. Until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.